And we are live. Hello everyone, this is the Void Executive and welcome to the last stream of the year. How's everyone doing? For me it's been quite nice, getting ready for New Year's Eve. And it's also quite a pleasant coincidence that I noticed that not only this one is the last stream of the year, but it's also been exactly 1 month since the start of the channel. So I think it's already a small but at the same time a pretty big milestone, if you ask me. Something that we should all celebrate in one way or another. To be fair, I don't have anything special planned. I will simply continue with the project that we have ongoing, but yeah, 1 month. I don't know, it's kinda weird because it seemed like time flew by, but at the same time it seems like a lot of time has passed. It's kind of a weird sensation. Maybe because of the consistency and also because I really liked doing the streams so far that I'm having this weird feeling. And well, for the next year I have some not big plans, but simply to continue doing what I'm doing and hopefully slowly but surely gather some people who may be interested in what I do, share some thoughts, some drawings, and of course one of the plans that we'll surely manage to do at the start of next year will be to complete this current project, and hopefully once the mod is complete, see its results, and maybe even stream the game and showcase it in once it's released with its full capabilities and mechanics. Although I think that will take some time, because I think that among all of the people who are involved in this project, I think I may be the one that's the most ahead of the others. So I'll probably finish the artwork way before all of the game mechanics are completed. Especially because they need to do some testing once everything is feature complete. But nonetheless, once the mod is out and available in the workshop, I think I'll do one stream to play the game and show you guys both how the game works, and then try this god out, see how it looks like, and see all of the art that I've made in full display. I'm curious to see what are your guys' plans for next year. For me, it's pretty straightforward. After we'll be done with this current project, I'm not sure what we'll be doing next. Especially because I will be starting to take commissions. So maybe if I'll start doing commissions next year, I may be streaming those, or maybe do something in between streams, like some streams will be personal projects and the other will be me doing commission work. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So, cutting back to last time, we showcase the current progress. Okay, let me see if everything works fine. So Last stream we completed a third mask. We are almost halfway. We made the Niece of Blooming Fields. So this is how it looks like once placed in front of the face. And here is the high resolution version for the head. Pretty satisfied with the result. We managed to finish it last stream, and we started with the next one, which is the Painter of Winds. The very first mask we've ever done for this project. And therefore it will be the one that will mostly have the design tweaked and changed the most. More specifically, I was planning on adding a lot more jewelry than here in the sketch. I think we'll be using more photo bashing compared to the other ones. I think it would be something similar like with the Lady of the Autumn Rot, which was... So we'll be doing some photo bashing for the more complex stuff. And oops. And then we'll have to maybe think about these flowing pieces of clothing in order to make it feel more appropriate in the final result. And I may also make a poll in the group, which is about the main artwork, which is... So this is still a test. So in the selection screen I was thinking of having the main body with all of the masks rotating around it. Now, I am not certain whether to redraw each mask differently in this new position, or simply use these versions that I've made and place them in each position, maybe with some changes. The reason I may be doing a poll about this is there are some advantages and drawbacks depending on the decision that we make. Because if we decide to essentially recycle these masks, if we decide to recycle these masks, we'll save a lot of time, because we only have to draw these versions, and the final piece will be pretty much done in a fraction of time compared to drawing everything from scratch. But the drawback is that it may feel a bit repetitive. Once in game there will be the same identical masks placed on top of the face. The main difference is that the masks that will be placed around here will not have all of these effects, these particle effects, these special effects. Those are only present when the mask becomes active. The main well, if we do the other choice, which is to redraw each and every single mask in this new position, the pro is that it will look a lot more unique for the main art. The drawback is that it will take a lot of time, like the same time that we are taking to make these single versions. So we need to take into account the time that we are taking to make these masks and then double it, because we'll need to redraw every single mask in this instance as well. So I will need to ask that in the group, see what other people think, and then we may act accordingly. But that's still a later problem. And then once we finish the main art, we'll do the artwork for each agent, because the way the game works is that you use agents in the world, and we'll do one agent for each mask, but that will be pretty straightforward because it will only be one image, frontal face, and the figure is mostly as like a robe or a hood, so it's not too hard to make. But that's at the very end, it's simply some embellishment. Having said that, I think we can go into the mood and continue with our project. Let me simply bring out the mood. I think we are set. Also, another thing that that changed in terms of stream quality is that now I should be able to hear a notification whenever someone writes a message. So I won't miss any message. So I'll be able to hear to reply to everyone. Okay, so this one was the template or the first one, yeah. Now let me just quickly do the same with this one in order to establish the size of the mask in front of the body. This will be just a placeholder, a template, let's say, so that place it. Okay. Just like we did with the others, we'll roughly fill it with a grayish color. Actually, I may as well just paint it directly. We don't have to be precise anyway, for now. The next stream will be on January 2nd. It will be the first stream of the year. And from there, I think the schedule will remain pretty much the same. If there are some exceptions, I'll let you guys know in advance. Plus, I'll start working on making YouTube Shorts again. I've put it on hold now because of the holidays. Also, another thing that I want to finish within this first part of the year is the channel trailer. It won't be anything too fancy, but still something I think will help you, will help the other people check out the channel for. Okay. Now we have our template. And right now we simply position it while taking into account the size of the other masks. So maybe a bit bigger. Let's try with this one. Slightly smaller, then something along those lines. Yeah, something like this. Now we can go back to the main sketch and do some changes. For example, I mean, this technically is the very first sketch, then we can do another one more in detail. Yeah, I think we can do that. Although I want to first change a few things about the mask over here. Mainly the nose and the other eye. Maybe make this one a bit bigger too. In this case, I think we need to rotate the image. I noticed that it's taking longer and longer to rotate the entire canvas because it basically flips every single layer as well, so I may need to do some cleanup for the masks that I've already completed. I want to make it even more to the side. Oops. Yeah, something like this. And then yeah. Oh yeah, and to the sides we need to this one really helps. And here I have all of the different decoration thingies. Okay, so this one will be our first rough sketch. And now we can go into more detail. Still going slow and steady, especially in this case because we need to make some more changes. Although I need to reflect a little bit about the jewels because I want to really fill it to the brim. But I'm not sure if it's convenient for me to make the sketches of each singular piece. I think that for that we'll add some, we'll do some photo bashing to speed things up. At least for the jewels part. Okay, so let's start with the mask. Okay. Now we need to take into account the fact that there is clothing covering part of the mask, so let me do a different layer for it. Maybe for the mask we need to show it that it's a mask, so we'll have just a little bit of gap here to make it evident that the mask ends over here. Then maybe something like this, and then because usually it would be something like this. Yeah, we'll think about this later. These are some sketches that will be replaced fairly later. Okay. Now let's make the veil. I'll try to add some more detail in the fabric to give an idea of the patterns that this fabric would have. This will be the general shape. Yeah, maybe I need to change the way this one curves. Okay. The decorations here need to be a bit closer by watching the sketch over here. Then making me realize that the clothing covers more of this side. Instead of this side. Maybe make the eye a little bit closer. Oops. Yeah, I noticed that it has much less forehead space, so we'll need to change that. And maybe change here as well, because this one is the overall shape of the mask. We may need to make a third sketch pass, but we'll see. Okay. Make I think I need to make this area a little bit bigger. This part over here. And then have this eye okay. Let's do a before and after. Yeah, let's say that here I really like how it looked here. Let me try and paste the way the eyes and the direction of the face is. So let's try this. And make it a bit bigger. And then now we make the big head thingy. Actually, let me try and flip it and try to replicate from one of the references, which is this one. As always, when you are not sure how to do something, just use references. And here, then we'll do all of the necessary adjustments when needed. And now I'm just trying to replicate the different folds of the fabric. Okay, let me remove this and try to do all the different decoration thingies here. There we go. Here there will be some, like a piece of jewelry here, like here. Yeah, something like that. Although I want the shape to be less squished. Maybe. And then maybe add something like. Yeah, here we're going to need to use this reference a lot. Okay, and now we need to do something about yeah, the jewels will be a bit of a pain to make. because I'm not sure how to sketch them, because I want to avoid making like something like this, because here it becomes way too messy. Okay, let me first do the floating pieces of clothing, and then we can think about the jewelry later. Yeah, maybe something like this. Not too thick. Maybe this will be part for the extra effects that will be present behind the mask itself. And then for the jewels, I was thinking to do something pretty straightforward, like some black some black blobs. Yeah, the main issue with the jewels is that the sketch becomes way too messy. Because the reference I'm using is this one right here. Like, I want it to be filled to the brim with all types of jewelry. And so, yeah. So we can have first the main. Okay, something like this. Yeah, so for the jewels, it can be something like I think I'll just make some simple lines for the jewelry, at least for the chains, or it gets too messy. Okay, I think I will do the jewels like as a last element. Right now I think we can go straight to the coloring phase. And then, because once we'll add the jewels as using the photo bashing, it will be much simpler. Right now, trying to draw every single piece will be torture. So right now I'll establish some colors and sketches, and then we'll work from there. I'll try to do the same way I did with the previous mask, in which I made separate folders or separate elements, both for sketch and color. So let's get to work. Let's separate the okay. Need to separate the mask with the rest of the veil thingy. Let me rename the levels real quick. Okay, so now we do the mask itself. Then we do the veil. Then the turban. I try to avoid using the magnetic lasso because there's so many brush strokes that it gets caught up with pretty much everything. One thing that I love about digital painting is thanks to the layers you are able to organize and make very complex elements without having to get mad or go nuts trying to draw everything in one single level. There are some people that do that, and I know it's a good exercise. Like, Merry late Christmas. Hey, welcome, Yugong lover. How are you doing? Doing good? Okay. Hope you're doing fine. Merry Christmas to you as well. Let me test one. Let me send one message real quick. I want to test something. Okay. Okay, when I send the message. Okay. Glad to see you. How did the holidays go? Got sick for a bit, but feeling better now. Ah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're feeling better. What did you get for Christmas? I got some pretty nice upgrades. Didn't realize that it's been a month. Yeah. Time flew by for me as well. Exactly 1 month. I made the very first stream with I remember the technical problems that I had right at the start. I think that even in just 1 month we've come a long way, especially with the project. How is your side of the project doing? I hope it's doing pretty well. Some plane tickets to go to a convention for the first time. Oh, nice. Which convention is it? I think the only convention I've been to was something like comic related to the city I live in, but nothing too crazy. Then VIP Warframe down in Brisbane. I am terrible with the geography. Can you remind me where Brisbane is? Northeastern Australia. Oh yeah. I forgot you were from Australia. Silly me. Yeah, nice. Pretty excited. Warframe, it's one of those games where I've always heard about it. I've seen some things, but I've never played it myself. I I fear it's one of those games that I may really like it, but like demonetization and that sort of thing is what puts me off the most. I am really picky when it comes to that sort of thing. Especially because how old is Warframe by now? It has lots of it's quite some time that's been out, right? For some reason, I always get confused between Warframe and Destiny. Fair enough. Warframe is around 13 years old now. Yeah. It's one of those games that... correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kinda similar to World of Warcraft, right? So, where there is endless content for online multiplayer. Still in active development, yeah. I think it's... it can be both a blessing and a curse for an online game to go on for this long. Because if it's a good game, I mean, it's good, more content, yeah. But I can imagine like the people working on it, or maybe even the players, feeling a bit burnt out after many years of the same thing. Like sometimes I feel like I'd rather have the studio do a new game or a new IP to start something fresh, instead of keeping something alive for many years. It's kinda the same thing with GTA 5, with the online multiplayer aspect. Especially for those games that are pure multiplayer. It's a bit of a shame, because when it's going to stop having support, it's kinda lost in the wind, right? In contrast to single player games, or still games that have more still support even after the game is discontinued. Fair enough, getting the two confused. They feel the same niche. People generally consider Warframe better. There are no microtransactions to unlock new updates. The battle pass is free. Is it Warframe though that has like story DLCs? Or is it Destiny? I know that there is some art from Warframe and also Destiny that's really fucking cool. I know there is like I always confuse the two. So there is like this woman alien thing, half red, half white. I don't know if it's from Warframe or Destiny. That's Destiny, okay, yeah. That was pretty cool as a concept. The Warframe guys, like the way they are designed, they remind me of in some way, even for the movement, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty fluid, from a game called It was called Ghost Runner. Although those are two completely different games in terms of genres and themes. Like, they are both futuristic, but Ghost Runner is purely single player. For now, the main game that's purely multiplayer that I like to play a lot of is Helldivers 2. And I mean, this one is like kind of the same genre, but not really. It's still an extraction shooter type of game. And it's called The Forever Winter. Like, it has multiplayer, but you can play it solo without any issues. Although this last one, The Forever Winter, it's a game that's in early access, so still a lot of way to go. Helldivers, I'm on Mac, so I've just been following it, didn't catch the second one. The Forever Winter, yeah. Pretty cool game. I like what the devs are cooking at the moment. They make constant updates, so that's pretty nice too. Monthly updates, especially. Okay, so we have the overall colors. Now we can start doing some details work. Have you ever tried the Forever Winter? I really like it. Thank God that game has frame generation, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to play it. It's a very demanding game when talking about performance, and unfortunately my computer is below minimum requirements, but despite that it can run the game at like 40 frames, 40 FPS for the most part. So when I'm using the frame generation I get 80, so that's a nice bonus. Haven't heard of it before, I likely won't be able to play it then. There's a reason I play Shadows of Forbidden Gods, it's not that demanding. Yeah. Like, how did you get to know the game? I follow this YouTube channel called... there's two main channels that cover a lot of indie games. I don't remember which one was of the two. One is Splattercat Gaming and the other was Manly Badass Hero. And one of the two, I don't remember which, played Shadows of Forbidden Gods. They showcase, each video they make, they showcase one indie game to check out. And that's how I got to discover Shadows of Forbidden Gods. I think what really struck me was the art of the game, which is really nice. And then the gameplay itself, the idea of of being the main antagonist instead of the protagonist. The YouTube channel, a long time ago, he stopped posting about 2 years ago when elves were added. Yeah, I do hope we get more updates, even though, if I'm not mistaken, the dev kinda stopped working on it, if I'm not mistaken. I do, although if I remember correctly, the game got a stealth update that changed a few things, so maybe that can be a good sign for having a potential bigger update down the line. It's a really cool game that, with the right updates and quality of life improvements, can really pop off. It can really be something quite unique that many people may discover. Maybe he's working on something else, though he feels it's unfinished. The stealth update confused me a lot. Yeah. I mean, again, maybe it's a good sign. Who knows? We'll see how it ends. Until then, we can only wait. Good thing that we have modding support, because that's what's carrying the game at the moment. I cannot wait until this mod gets finished. And as I said at the start of this stream, once this mod will be complete, I think I'll stream it. As an opportunity to show the game as well. Yeah, and look at all the amazing things modders have done. The community library alone. Yeah, that's basically my favorite one so far. Community library, then the different societies. I think, like, the different societies one, the different like wilderness creatures, the new type of settlements. Those should be implemented in the base game, if you ask me. Yeah. I'm glad you'll watch it. Yeah, I think it's really a game that deserves more recognition. And also it would be a good opportunity to to do some testing for the mod, maybe see where you guys need to improve, what you guys need to change, see if the art looks good in the whole interface. Plenty of things to check out. Although, I mean, I'm not sure what's your current progress on your end, but I don't know if the others are too far ahead. At least I don't know if they made any progress coding wise. We'll be doing some testing before and after compiling. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too sure how this works. So how does it work? Do you do everything at once and then compile it later and test it later, or does every person do their testing for their individual god? Or I'm not sure how you guys have figured it out. People are busy around the holidays. I haven't been able to get much done, nor have others. Yeah, that's what I figured as well. I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, there is no rush anyway, so that's not that big of a deal anyway. Okay, so yeah, now it's just a matter of keep building upon this. Now it's looking a bit bland, but once we'll add the jewelry and make some photo bashing on the clothing, it will really stand out. I'll try to do some photo bashing right now, and at least for the clothing up here, see how it looks, and then do some changes. Let me see some references. Interesting how something that looked like dull red became a bright orange. You mean where? You mean this one? Yeah, technically the color is red. It's a bright red, but the colors behave differently depending on what's next to them. For example, this red might not stand out in the same way it does here if it was in a character that was mostly warm colors. So the way I made this is having mostly blue or cold colors, and then to make the face stand out, have warm colors for the most important areas. Okay, now just 1 second, okay, because I'm grabbing the cloth references. And try to find some generic photos to manipulate. Maybe something that's high quality. Wait, let me see if I can switch to the image. If I find it. Maybe, okay, yeah, over here. Oop. There we go. So we need to find some references like this, some high quality images that we then manipulate to replicate the clothing effect on the character. Yeah, let's try some references. The more complex it is, the better, because then we can sample different sections. Let's make sure it's large. It's not high quality enough. I mean, we could technically use some stuff from here as well. Maybe this one, even though it's AI generated, but this can be quite good. Yeah, it's a shame that Pinterest is full of AI images. But I think for something as simple as this one, I think we can use it. I mean, we can try. No one's gonna notice anyway. The most important thing when grabbing images to Photobash is... oh, I like this one. Is to make it so that you manipulate the image enough so it's not a blatant copy and paste. Fuck, this one is from the AA too. Okay, let me try. Something like this. Let me check if you can see. Okay. The quality is not the best here. This one is quite nice. So far we have this one, this one, this one. So we are grabbing like a catalog of images that we'll need to use for the photo bashing. The more we have, the better. Let's try something more in theme. Here just patterns, but I think we can use them. Oh, this one will be useful for the jewels part. I think we'll grab this. Yeah, since we are here, I'll grab some references for the jewelry as well. If it lets me grab it. It's doing something weird for some reason. Let me see if I can see it. Okay, yeah. Now this section may be a bit boring, but I think it's important to show the entire process, and which is not just drawing, but also researching. Oh, I really like this one. The quality is not the best though. Let's see if we have some other examples. No, this one is already a bit different. Your process is interesting. How do you determine if something is AI? Do they mark it? If you're lucky, yes. For instance, because some websites do not. Although with some images it is pretty noticeable. Let me see. Let's try drapery in general, right? So let me see if I can spot one that's made with the AI. Here now it's mostly okay. So this one is AI. Yeah, here it says modified by AI, so it tags it as AI. But in case it's not, this one is probably made with Midjourney. Ironically enough, different AI models have some sort of, even if the prompt may be totally different from one another, they still have that feeling, that almost like a style of their own. This one is AI too. You see how the way the lighting is done? Kinda similar. The subjects are similar too, but even this one is probably is most likely AI. They have, this one is AI too. These one are mostly all AI. This one maybe not. These ones for sure. Yeah. It's a lot of things. It's the lighting, it's the poses, the way the character or the element is shown, the elements. Since AI usually pumps out a lot of content, you end up with many images that have a lot of repetition in terms of elements and images. Mostly central figures, like the poses are pretty much all the same. Like here, frontal pose. Not frontal pose, but same relaxed pose. Same here. Same here. I think this one as well. This one it's AI because you can see how the details over here. Maybe here. I'm not sure why it's not. Okay. Here the decorations are very intricate but very random, inconsistent. Usually when something is this decorated, it's very precise. Well, here it's just squiggly lines for the sake of squiggly lines. So this one is blatantly AI. And here, from here you can see this one is not AI because I think this is a very old image. But you can see all of the other ones, how similar they are from each other. This one is not AI. This one is pretty old, but you can see the difference. The details in this one are more deliberate. You can clearly tell what each element looks like, what shapes they are, and then you can see the full version as well. With these AI images, yeah, there is a lot of decorations, but it's very random. It's not deliberate. It's a generation from a different seed, like every seed from a Minecraft world. These generation types of AIs use the same type of logic. Even here, like, it's full of these small details and small similarities, even across different subjects. Which, make no mistake, some things are really pretty to look at, but the problem with AI is not really the result, but the claim that some people, the way some people use AI to expect some recognition for their work, as if they've done the work themselves. That's the main problem. The problem is not the technology itself. It's how you use it. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We'll try to use this one, even if it's from AI, but I think we'll use it last, because we have lots of different, better examples. Oops. I lost the image. Okay. Let me find some more examples for the clothing at least. I'll try this one, but the quality isn't the best. Even these ones are probably most likely AI. I heard some people on Reddit asking AI for AI prompts that they used to put into an AI music generator. Yeah, because AI also involves music. Yeah, it's kinda, it goes full circle. It's total, like, at this point, how lazy can you be that you can even get with your own prompts and you need to ask an AI to get you the prompts to ask another AI, like you have to be very, very, very lazy. But mostly if someone wants to make art and be proud of it, they don't use AI as much as those people do. Like, I tried using AI when it was very new. But even if I tried to use it now, first, I don't want to spend like monthly subscriptions. And second, most importantly, I don't want to, like, whenever I try to use AI, the image they come up with, it's never what I have in mind. So I'm better off just making the image myself, which may not be perfect as an AI does in terms of maybe detail or quality. But when talking about what I have in mind, there is like words through a prompt cannot describe at all the totality of an image. For example, have you ever played a Dark Souls game? I haven't, but I know how some bosses look like, right? Those are not made by AI. Now, imagine try to obtain the same... let's pretend you don't know anything about Dark Souls. If you try to use AI to make the same results, it's basically impossible. There are some monsters that are so creative that you cannot simply describe them with words. I have not. Yeah, but there are... let me see some examples. If I go to Dark Souls boss and do, I don't know, this one. This one is from Dark Souls 3. How the hell do you obtain this result by using an AI prompt? You either need to write a whole book about it, try to describe every little thing, or you don't. Like, the power of the creativity that each person has is so unique to their own mind that they are able to create things from imagination that words alone cannot express. And that's what those people who are using AI don't understand, is that making an image is not simply make a pretty image. If it was just making a pretty image, then using AI would be totally fine. But those who make art want to make a specific idea or image in mind that words alone cannot express, and that's why they spend many years trying to improve their skills. It also trains your brain. Yeah, this one is not a Dark Souls boss, but it's pretty fucking cool. Like, not only the execution is made very well, but the idea itself, it's made very well. And if you tried to recreate this by writing a prompt using descriptions alone, you will never be able to reach this level of uniqueness. So yeah, that's simply my opinion on the use of AI. Now, yeah, you, Mr. AI image, go away. I don't need you. We have plenty of references to use and change. I think this one will be the one we'll be using the most. So now let me switch back to the project. And now we'll do a very quick test. So I'll be copying and paste each image in here. I'll do it for the jewels as well. But I'll save it for later. Okay. Okay, all the rest is for the clothing, so let's remove this. Let's go back here. Yeah, this one is very low quality. I'm not sure we'll be able to use it, but we'll see. It depends how it looks in the final result. Because one thing we need to keep into consideration is that each image has different lighting, different quality, so we need to be a little bit careful. Okay, and lastly, let me see which one is it. Okay. Now we have all of these different let me group them. Different clothing. Now what we'll do is simply grab one that we want to try it on. Let's try with something with some decorations. Yeah, let's try this one. I'll just simply duplicate the layer, and then we start to modify it. For example, by watching the reference over here, we can do some simple tricks. From here we can duplicate the piece and then change it however we like it. That's one of the reasons I didn't go too much in detail about the different folds of the clothing, because most of it will be done automatically once we add the clothing here with photo brushing. Say a bit similar to the way we made with this Steward of the Hoarfrost. Like, this subtle texture was not drawn, but we used literal photo of ice, of an ice environment, and added it to give this extra effect. However, in here we'll need to be a bit more careful and deliberate. Then of course, once we placed all of the different photos, it doesn't stop here. Then we'll need to paint over it, change the colors, see what works. Now I don't quite remember the color mode that I used. Another thing we'll need to do is change the colors a bit, like the hue of each piece of clothing, slightly, without going too crazy about it. Okay, for now we'll leave it at that, and then let's do another piece. And maybe this one will place... this one is very wrinkly, so maybe something like here. For the clothing, it's good to make it make sense in a way. For example, okay. Let's colorize it. Because these images will only give the texture. Then we'll, using the layer underneath, that's the one for the color, we establish the shadows. But in time will make everything. Now we'll switch to another image, so we make some different type of clothing. I think we can try, okay, let's try this one, which I really like. Okay. And here we can try, okay, let's try this area. Maybe something like this. Then let's try this area over here. Okay, now it's looking a bit messy, but we'll fix it without any issues. Because, wait, let me just... Okay. Because now this is where the drawing part comes. Because now do we have more or less the direction of the different fabric? Now it's a matter of making it work. So let me try something. Let's try with a smoother brush. Maybe this one? No? Maybe this one? Not really. Oh wait, I wrong Wrong thing, okay. Oops. Now let me try something like no. Let's try changing the color underneath. It's not convincing me too much. Yeah, I think I need to better develop this part first. This out of the way. Let me try and do something like here and already change some of the colors slightly. We have this area. Okay. Nothing too serious. Maybe I can try something like let me try adding some light just in case. Like a bright, just cold light. Yeah. Okay, let me check the lighting in the other masks. Yeah, there needs to be a little bit of light in the back. Okay, so before, after, and now. Let's make the shadows even more relevant. already taking shape a little bit. It may take some time. Let's try this again. Try to do some photo bashing. This time be a bit more careful. Now try to implement it. Mm, okay. And maybe yeah, remove the fill. And do the same with the other clothing. Let's try this one. Okay, although now it's too colorful, so we may need to change the saturation, and then do something like this. Okay. Yeah, then we need to change down here. Although we need to be careful not to make it too too different stylistically compared to the others. Like I still want to give this painted look. The good thing is that since everything is on a different level, we can easily change all of this without too many issues. yeah, like in this case, since adding a simple image, it has too much detail compared to the rest. We can always add some filters that will smudge a little in order to make it more consistent with all the rest. I try again with this one. So overlay. I hadn't noticed the patterns. Yeah, I don't want them to be too evident, but just subtle enough to be noticeable. Then of course we'll change it as we go. I noticed that, for example, here this one is a bit too messy right now, so maybe if I can just make it larger and then yeah. Then we'll paint on top. For now it's mostly experimental, because I'm noticing also that it's a bit, there's too much contrast, I think. Maybe yeah. Here, although there is detail, but like for example, even here I added like a meat texture on it, but it's barely noticeable. Here I added a texture like here for the butterfly wings. For here, the lighting, I think we need to fix quite a lot. Mistress without color is horrifying. Wait, let me see. This one. Yeah, kinda. And the reason I make it black and white is because it's a good way to understand if the lights are working properly. Sometimes when there's a bunch of colors, it's difficult to understand the lights. So by making it black and white, you can already tell if the lighting is working fine. In these ones, you can clearly see, even by the lighting alone, what type of material they are. So if you didn't know this one was ice, you would know already by looking at it, because of the way the material is made through the lighting. Same here with the ceramic of the mask and the fleshy bits. And here, oops, for the flowers. So we need to do something similar here. But now you can see that it's a bit too weird, I think. And that's because there is still too much of a spotlight over here. We need to make it more uniform with the rest as well. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is kinda average things out over here. Make it a bit darker. The mask is less so focused than on the forehead. Yeah, I have yet to add some cool lighting on the mask. But that can change right now. Though first I want to remove focus, and now by going back to the mask we can add the necessary lighting. Yeah, so now if we go over here compared to earlier, much better. And here we'll need to make it darker a bit. Especially because we need to change here something more like this. Yeah, let me remove this part of the mask. That's more of an obstacle than more than anything. I'm trying to make the same expression of the sketch over here. Yeah, more or less. I think I need to modify the veil over here in order to make it more to make it follow more accurately with the shape of the mask. So maybe something like this, maybe. And then yeah, okay. And then try to hint at the shape of the rest of the face. Yeah. Okay, so let me be right back one moment. I'll grab a glass of water and I'll be right back. Just a moment. Okay, I'm back. Now, I think this is a good opportunity to flip the image and see what we need to change. Okay, first thing I notice, the cloth part over here is way too big. Let me correct it right away. So let me maybe something like, oh, let's see if I can. Yeah. Something like this. Yeah. Slightly better. Before and after, yeah. Like this, it's much better. And then yeah, let's do something about these veil part. Okay, so let's start by doing some to head off now. Looks great. Thank you. Hey, Derek, thanks for coming and Happy New Year. It's always nice to see you come here from time to time. Happy New Year, and we'll see you in the next stream, which is on January 2nd. Stay safe. I pop around when I can. See you next year. See you next year. I'll also post a poll on the group because I need some opinions, but you'll see it when you'll see it. See you next year. Okay. I'm just doing a little bit of this smoke part just to have an overall idea of how the piece would look like in its complexity. Nothing too serious, nothing too final, but yeah, we'll keep this one away for a moment. In the meantime, we'll try to focus on the clothing here. Oops. I think I still want to make this clothing somewhat of high quality, like with patterns and stuff. But I'm still not too sure. Especially since I'm not sure where to place the light. I mean, still on the face, but oh yeah, I forgot to change over here the size. There we go. Maybe in soft light, this one works best. Like a bit subtle, but not too much. Yeah, I think it's best if I start working on top of the sketch. Already, let me see. And now we do. Yeah, let's try probably something. This. I think we finished the music. Yeah, let me just change it. Yeah, okay, let's try here. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. Maybe these random streaks can work pretty well. Maybe do something like this one. Sorry. Maybe with the multiply of a... Maybe not a multiply, maybe an overlay? Something of a deep blue. And then light it up a little bit. Maybe with some touch. Let's do that before. Yeah, let me try to remove all of this and then no, maybe not this part, maybe this part. Make it different color. Or maybe something like this. Yeah, let me. No, nothing red because we want to keep the warm colors exclusive for the jewelry and the mask. Maybe something like a deep blue. It may be. Yeah, I think something like this can work. Maybe make this one more leaning towards the violet. Maybe this part and then maybe this part. Yeah, maybe something like this. Although, maybe. Yeah, I need to do something about this area over here. I think this can be easily fixed by doing... Okay, no, it is above the veil, but... Okay, I see why. Yeah, something like this. And maybe... it's not that convincing. Let me see if I... What happens if I remove this one? Yeah, no, it completely removes the depth. Okay, let me do something like this. I think this can be a good opportunity to add the different jewels, but I think we can do that another time. Now let me simply switch the canvas. Yeah, I can see how it may take some time to make this mask in particular. We certainly need to work on the different clothing. We'll put extra care and extra focus on that. But yeah, it's not like we have a time limit, so we can take all the time we need to bring this mask to its proper glory, like we did with the rest. But I think Uh, Even though we'll end this stream with an incomplete mask, I think we already know what to do next year, in the very next stream. But that's okay. Okay. Well. I think... Wait, let me switch things up. Yeah, I think we can stop it right here for tonight. This stream went really fast, I must say. It was really quick for me. It flew by like nothing. That's a good thing because it means that I had fun doing it. So this concludes the last stream for the year and the not anniversary, but the anniversary for the first month of the channel. I'm really excited to see how it will progress in the coming months and in the next year. As always, we'll continue with this one, and in the future I may make some changes, not to the schedule itself, but rather to the type of contents that I'm making. It will still be related to me drawing, but if I'll have to do some commission work, I may switch to some streams doing this project and other personal projects, and some other streams like doing the stuff that I've been commissioned to do. If the commissioner is okay with it, of course. But we'll see how it goes. I have yet to do everything in order to start taking commissions. But just as I couldn't wait to start this channel, I cannot wait to start doing commissions in this year, in this particular year. So, what can I say? This has been quite a nice first month for the channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed what I've been doing so far. If you have any feedback, that's always welcome. As for us and for this channel, we'll see you in the next year on the 2nd of January. This has been the Void Executive. Thank you for coming to the stream. I'll see you next year. See you. you.